Thank you, gentlelady. The gentlelady from New Jersey, Ms. Watson Coleman, is recognized for remarks about the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you to our ranking member. Thank you to Chairman Simpson and Ranking Member Pingree. I want to rise in opposition to this bill. First, I want to say that I do agree with Chairman Simpson that this bill has far-reaching implications. I simply believe that those implications are all very negative and harmful. And so to that extent, I guess we disagree. This bill will raise costs for working families, lower standards for clean air and water, and devastate our public lands so a few corporations can rake in the billions in profits. Over the past several months, some of my colleagues across the aisle have been eager to entertain certain conspiracy theories that are peddled, among others, the Secretary of Health and Human Services. They've been reluctant to push back against his efforts to remove trace amounts of fluoride from public drinking water, which study after study has shown improves dental health. But now they're putting forward a bill that would defund the government's effort to remove lead contamination from water pipes by raiding the Drinking Water and Clean Water State revolving funds. I'm not sure where putting more lead in the water fits into the MAHA agenda, but I guess we'll soon find out. This bill slashes the EPA budget by 23%, including $1 billion cut to crucial science and research work, even as climate change causes catastrophic storms to become more and more frequent. Sadly, severe flooding in New Jersey last week claimed the lives of 2 of my constituents. This is very serious, very immediate issue, and very personal to me. There's not much that we all agree on here, but one thing we can agree on is that we all want a safe and healthy planet for our children and their children and their children and their children. Defunding the EPA is not only a gift to corporate polluters, it's a theft from America's future. Our children and grandchildren will be left with a world where rising tides spill over the seawalls into the streets, where seasonal storms promise annual tragedies, and where the phrase, the hottest year on record, becomes so commonplace it loses its meaning. And even when the weather is clear, our children and grandchildren will be denied the natural beauty of this country. Under this bill, public lands will be sold off for corporate exploitation. National parks will be defunded. Wildlife refuges will be understaffed, and our great forests and fisheries diminished. And what will ordinary Americans get in exchange for giving all this up? Well, higher energy bills, higher utility prices, lower fuel efficiency standards, and higher costs at the pump. Like so many injustices, these impacts will be felt most intensely in the communities without the resources to fight back. This bill eliminates funding for environmental justice initiatives. So when a rich plant moves into a poor town and proceeds to pollute to the CEO's content, the working families of that community, they will have no recourse. They will have no way to stand up for their kids or their neighbors as they're exposed to toxic chemicals in the air and in the water. For all the talk from some of my Republican colleagues about the importance of protecting the homeland, they sure seem to care very little about the condition of the actual land. America is our home. We ought to take better care of it than what's being laid out in this bill. I encourage my colleagues to revisit these provisions and to protect our environment and our country's future and to oppose this bill as I do. Thank you. I yield back.